Hey everybody, Ben with Diesel Power Products here, and today we are talking about the Banks Monster Ram for you 6.7 liter Cummins guys. So before we get into the technical specs on this, let's talk about application. This is going to work for anything from 2007.5 to 2022 Dodge Ram 3500 with a 6.7 liter Cummins. If you have a 23 or newer, at the time of this video, they have not come out with that part yet. However, check back, look at the year, make, and model on the listing, and you'll be able to tell if it'll work for your truck. One of the cool things about what Banks does is everything gets a carb number. Everything from 07.5 to where we're at currently for the 2022 model, it has a carb number. That means it's going to be 100% legal wherever you are in the country, and it maintains the factory emissions on the vehicle. But that's where that kind of stuff ends and the fun stuff begins as far as performance goes. If you're familiar with the grid heater, maybe on your 5.9 or your 6.7, you've seen that coil that kind of runs around this little spot right here. It's a huge restrictor. Well, Banks gets rid of that altogether. They give you a new plate here without the grid heater. If you're thinking, well, I live in a cold climate, I don't want to have any cold start issues, do not worry. You can also opt to run this. This is a new coil heater on there, plugs in exactly where the grid heater was, doesn't throw a check engine light, and you are good to go there. If you have the summer months or you don't live in a cold area, put this nice plug in and you're good to go. As far as performance gains, you can see this is a much bigger unit than that stock intake manifold. Banks goes through a lot of testing to make sure that they are actually going to enhance airflow and volume. And to do that, with this particular intake manifold, they have to include a new fuel line. It's because that stock fuel line, if you know, kind of cuts that corner right there, and all the other intake manifolds on the market just kind of keep that notch in there. Well, Banks said no. I want all the flow, all the volume, so they have a new line included with the kit. That way, you can do that. Not only are you getting performance increases, but you're also getting reliability increases. If you're familiar with the 6.7s, you know that they have one of the bolts on the intake manifold here tends to kind of rattle loose and then goes into the engine. And I don't know about you, but a bolt going through the valve train on an engine usually leads to some pretty serious catastrophic failure. So Banks, by doing this intake manifold on there, you actually alleviate that problem happening altogether with the stock intake manifold. So not only are you getting more power out of the truck, but you are eliminating a huge possible major catastrophe by having that bolt rattle loose and then go through your engine and take out everything in its path. As far as what you can expect from your truck putting this on there, this has a 122% increase in volume over stock. Let that set in. 122% increase. What does that mean for you? It means you get better EGT control, better acceleration off the line. Basically everything works better. So if you're towing with the truck and you want to get more air in, more air out, this is going to be a big proponent of that. It's also, I'm going to be honest, it's a nice red unit. They offer it in red and powder coated, and raw as well. But I like the red one. I'm not going to lie, the red under the hood, it looks good there. It's got the horn going through and all that kind of good stuff. But, triangle success, look good, feel good, play good. And the red Banks manifold definitely makes you look and feel good. And it makes the truck play good. As far as sensors on this goes, it does have an additional port if you have a aftermarket gauge on the truck or a monitor and you want to have a sensor plugged in. It does have a 1/8 inch NPT hole. If you're not utilizing that, comes with a plug, just plug it up and you are good to go. If you have any questions on this or want to see if it's right for you, feel free to reach out. We have sales technicians on the phone 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Pacific time, Monday through Friday. They will give you the best tech support in the industry. Don't have time for a phone call? Email us. Use the chat feature on the website or hit us up through social media and we will give you the best advice in the industry. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.